Oh, whoa, whoa, yeah. Hey, what is up, party people? Now that was cringe. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Is this crooked? I feel like this is a little off center. It's getting on my nerves. Welcome back to the first episode of 2026. I haven't done an episode since last year. What am I doing? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you all had an amazing New Year's night. I certainly didn't, because the only thing I could think about was the fact that in so and so hours I'd be watching the finale of one of my favorite shows ever, and it would be coming to an end. Said show being Stranger Things. Final episode came out today. 2 o'clock, 1st of January. God. I was dreading it since the clock hit 12 last night. I was like, damn. What was it? What would it have been? 14 hours until a show that meant so much to me comes to an end. And I have a lot to say about it. A lot of good, a lot of bad, but I wanted to get on here and share my thoughts to any of you who care to listen. Yeah. Let me firstly just say, what an amazing show. What an amazing show. This show genuinely, meant so much to me. But I was crying after that finale. I low-key wish I did the episode straight after watching it, so you guys could see the raw fucking emotion coming out of watching that finale, man. Holy shit. It was crazy. It was very emotional for a show that had such an impact on me. To see it come to an end after, 9 years, came out in 2016, ended in 2026. You could say 10 years, I guess, but in actuality, it's 9 years. But still, that's a very long time. So yeah, I think though it was what a great start to my year, although it was very emotional seeing my favorite show come to an end. I feel like it's also a good start to my year. I don't know why, I just feel like it is. But yeah, so I watched it the second it came out. Oh, and fuck you, Duffers. Queerbaited. Mike and Will, no wet, hot, sloppy kiss. Where was it? I was waiting. The only thing we got is, no, we're not friends. We're best friends. Fuck you. No, kiss him. Oh. Is this my... You know what? I need to start turning down my mic. I just don't know how. This spit everywhere. Oh my god. Oh, that's how you mute the mic. Oh, remember last episode where the mic just cut off? I think it's because I pressed it up here. I have to press it again because I have to wipe this. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, man. Oh, I'm mad. I am so mad about what happened between Will and Mike. There was barely anything. We got that little interaction of them while they were climbing up the radio tower. And after that, it felt like nothing. Felt like good nothingness. It was so annoying. I'm sick of it. I had so many high hopes for Byler, man. And it meant nothing. All that for what? So Will can find himself? Fuck you. Fuck off. I'm sick of it. Can I not see two queer people just love each other? Oh, no. But it always has to be, it always has to be unrequited. Gay person loves someone, has to be unrequited. They can't have an happy ending. Fuck you! My lord. Apart from that, I love the finale, don't get me wrong, but whew, that pissed me off. And honestly, I had to take a break from TikTok. As you know, yes, other than like the whole thing that TikTok's actually melting my fucking brain, and so I keep looking at the time. Why? No, other than the fact that I feel like TikTok is melting my brain, all I've seen today, other than how good the finale was, I've also just seen how pissed off people are about Byler, and it just pisses me off. It pisses me off every time I see that. So I just you know what? I close my phone. Yeah, man. It's annoying, you know? I I guess you could say, I don't even say guess you could say, cuz fuck what it means. I was going to say, I saw people saying that it's very realistic for a queer person, a gay person, whatever, to at some point of their life, fall for someone and that's straight. But fuck being really realistic. This is a show about fucking vagina faced monsters kidnapping children. And you want to talk about realistic? Let the gays be gay. God, all we got was Will's painting. That's the most we got was Will's painting in Mike's bedroom as he writes away. Fuck you. Does Mike even know that the reason why Will drew the heart for Mike? Does he even realize that Will liked him? Oh. Man. No, I could go on about that for ages. I'm honestly kind of annoyed. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of a lot of media portraying, that kind of trait. What's the word? Like, it's a cliche trope, right? Trope? Yeah. I'm so sick of that trope where a gay person falls for like their best friend and it's unrequited. And the gay character always the ending always has to be that they find the strength and love within themselves. Fuck you! I'm sick of it. God, I could go on and on about that, man. Like, I feel like it just at the end of the day it makes people feel hopeless, you know. And it kind of makes people think that that's all there is to being gay, is falling in love with someone that just isn't gay. And Lord knows I think it. Lord knows I think it. Is as I will agree that it's, for a lot of people it's more realistic. I know for me it's realistic for me to, I hate it's annoying. I hate to say it, but I've probably had crushes on, majority of my crushes were probably it was all unrequited. It was never reciprocated. Never. And it's made me feel a lot of envy towards straight relationships. And it does show in negative ways, and it's something I do need to work on. But this didn't help, did it? This didn't help, did it? Seeing Mike and Will end up in that same situation. Oh my god, can we just be happy? Oh no, but instead we got some fucking epilogue boyfriend for Will. Some rando in the bar. Fuck that rando. Who the fuck are you? Get fucked. But I did like it. I did like the finale though. Don't get me wrong. It was great. It was great. As pissy as people can get about the fact that no one dies in the show, I'm happy. I'm happy. I didn't want anyone to die. Although it would have given the show more stakes, more drama, I'm glad. Everyone kind of got a happy ending, Everyone got a happy ending. Will's ending was happy, but I don't care about Will's ending or Mike's. Oh, they weren't together, so why should I care, But I think it was a really, all that aside, I do think it was a really good end to that show. I do think there were a lot of plot holes that they left opened. Not a lot, but I swear that it was gonna be revealed who opened the door in season one. You know when Will was like when he first was about to get kidnapped, and then someone like opened the lock on the door the same way that 11 would. I swear it was like gonna be like something about that was gonna be revealed. Hey, what? Who was it then? Was it Jesus? Cause I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it felt as good as it was. It felt very quick. Everything felt very quick. Like I feel like the show started 5 minutes later. Joyce is beheading Vecna. Like it all felt so fast, and whether or not that's a good or bad thing, I don't know. Maybe it was just because so many things were happening, and I was so, um, I was so deep into the show that times passed just like that, or maybe it was a bit rushed. I don't know. I don't think it was rushed though. Um, but yeah, it was a very. Not only was it nice to see everyone get a happy ending, it's somewhat. It was still very emotional, obviously. Ooh, like I don't think I've cried that much in a long years. It's been years. I'd say my first years of college was the last time I cried to that extent. I was hyperventilating. Like that whole epilogue was very like emotional. But as soon as it cut to that, as soon as it cut to the sprinkler at Mike's house, the same way that the first show started with that close up of the sprinkler. No, it didn't. It didn't start off with that, but that was one of the first times we saw Mike and stuff like that. I cried immediately as soon as I saw that sprinkler. I cried when they were all playing D. I'm gonna cry again. And they were all playing D&D together, and it was such a full circle moment. And then they all started putting their books away and walked up the stairs, and it was very emotional. And yeah, I was hyperventilating, man. Like I was crying violently, hysterically fucking crying. Cause I mean, yeah, like I remember immediately messaging my friends. I was a bit embarrassed about how fucking emotional I was, but it's okay. I mean, as I said, like that show truly it meant so much to me. It really did. Um, I first found out about it. I think when season two came out. I'm pretty sure. When season two came out, that's when I heard about it, and I had no way of watching it because I didn't have Netflix back then, and my mom didn't want to get that shit. Um, and then in 2018, I finally got my own laptop, and through illegal websites, I watched like the first two seasons. No, 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 that's a lie. My mom, no, that's a lie. My mom finally got Netflix, and I was able to watch it. That's right. Yeah, no. Um, yeah, and it immediately just engulfed me. Like I was so um attached to the characters and the story immediately. It especially because at its core, that story. I feel like is the mic really quiet? Why is it coming up as being really quiet on here? I also got Loki. Oh, okay, now it's loud. Now it's loud. What are we doing? I have trauma. I have PTSD from last episode where halfway through I realized that the mic was recording. I had to start again. Anyways, like I was immediately I just got so attached, and to its core, that story was always about outcasts. The main characters being weird, nerdy outcasts. It meant a lot to me because that's what I've always been. I've always felt not. No, yeah, I feel like I would say. I mean, Lord knows I'm nerdy. I'm the nerdiest nerd out there. Like, but just yeah, I don't know. The show meant a lot to me, and it took up so much of my life in a positive way, and it had such an impact on me. Um, it's also a big thing between my friends. We all watched it. Me and my two of my closest friends. You know we always would watch it, talk about it. I remember it actually. I'm pretty sure like it didn't take convincing her, but one of my friends, for the longest time she didn't watch it, and then I think at some point she finally watched it. And I remember being so excited that she was watching it. Susanna, bless her, I love her. But yeah, once again, like I'm gonna miss, you know, after each episode, I'm gonna miss, talking to her and my other friend Tracy about what happened. I think that's one of my favorite things to do when it comes to media is, after watching it alongside a loved one to like share our thoughts and stuff about it. It's so fun. That's I kind of dived into that in the last episode. That was one of my favorite things about Silent Hill 2 playing that is that my best friend, she was also experiencing alongside with me, and we talked about it and theorized it, and it was I always love those type of conversations where it's like I interpreted it as that. Oh, but you interpreted it as that. Oh, but it actually means this, and it's so fun. I love doing that. I feel like that's such a big part of art. Is it brings people together through conversation and stuff like that. I mean that's one of the big for me. That's one of the biggest parts of like media and stuff like that. But yeah, Stranger Things 5 finished Stranger Things as a whole after 9 years. It's over and we're never gonna get a new season again, and it's very very sentimental, very emotional. I feel like I'm just repeating myself here. I'm so fucking tired. I went to sleep last night 5 in the morning for no reason, and then I woke up at like 10, 11, barely no sleep. I'm so tired. It's fucking 11:10. My lord. Ugh, what a day it has been. I genuinely, after watching that finale, I just sat there. I didn't know what to do with myself. I couldn't function, man. Like, and it's very. I mean, it's expected after, as I keep saying, 9 years of something that was a big part of my life coming to an end. It's just God. I'm really happy about 11's ending. I've seen some people say that that ending is probably not true, and that's just Mike's way of coping with the fact that someone so beloved to him is gone. But for my sanity, I'm gonna go ahead and say that that's true as well. I mean that she is out there and alive, and that is what I wanted for her. I don't know if I touched on it in the last. I don't think I did, but I wanted her ending to be her going out on her own and experiencing life herself with no one with her. Not for her to be alone, but to just have no one dictating her life anymore. Hopper kind of said something of the same vein to her within the finale. I'm choking on my saliva. Oh my God. About how, her life has been controlled by the hand of men her entire life, and to see her go out and just be able to live, that's what I wanted for her. Yeah, man. So I see this is once again. I should have either written down notes, or I wish I did the episode straight after watching it, because I feel like everything I've said has just like I said everything I wanted to say to my friends with the intent of saying it. I should have just listened to those voice messages again. I could have rejogged my memories. It's just man, like so. I'm just lost for words. I think as well. After sitting with it for so long. But yeah, I was when I first watched it with Stranger Things for the first time, I was so obsessed with it, man. I was always so obsessed with Conspiracies at that time as well. Like I used to watch and listen and read to so many conspiracy theories, and I mean my fucking ass at the age of like whatever age 11, 12, 13 believe that shit. I was like, oh, the moon landing is fake, y'all. Moon landing is fake. The Illuminati's gonna take over, and there's lizard people walking the earth, and you know. And then when I found out that Stranger Things was loosely based on a real thing called Project Montauk, whew, I was in it deep. I remember researching that. I hate that fucking air freshener. Like I'd be sitting in classes, and they were looking at interdimensional portals, and they were, oh my god, they were testing on kids. Stranger Things is real. So does that mean Demogorgon real? Like, oh my god. But yeah, I was such a conspiracist, in my younger preteen days. Um, I'm trying to think of this word. What's the word when you I why do I always forget words, especially when I'm recording a fucking podcast? Word for when you believe in something that isn't true or easily. Gullible! My gullible ass believed that shit to my core. And when I found out about Project Montauk, then I was like, well shit, well shit, so the upside down is real. You know, obviously it's not exactly that. I want to do a whole episode on Project Montauk. That would be fun, but not right now. Not right now, because I need to do some research for that one. Yeah, wait. The Montauk Project is a conspiracy theory that alleges that there were a series of United States government projects conducted at Camp Hero or Montauk Air Force Station in Montauk, New York, for the purpose of developing psychological warfare techniques and exotic research, including time travel. And it's actually cut tea because not only was Stranger Things gonna be called Montauk, there was a little callback in the finale of Hopper saying that he got a job in Montauk. Oh my god, there were so many callbacks and references throughout the whole in the finale there were so many references and callbacks to prior things in the show, and every time a callback would happen, I'd make me emotional, you know? Such as when Eleven was in the deprivation tank, she looked exactly as she did in the first season. And I do wonder if they had her hair slicked back that much so it would look like she had that shaved, head again, because it did look like it, and she looked exactly as she did in the first season. Yeah, and there was so many like good callbacks. Also, when Joyce killed Vecna, I cried because it was just such an emotional scene. Every time she'd strike him with the axe, and it'd show a close up of each of the characters, and some trauma that they had linked to the Upside Down and Vecna and stuff like that. It was another touching moment because not only was it to show that for the characters, their torment and suffering has finally come to an end. It was also kind of like it for the audience. So it also was like 9 years of this. It's over, and it was very emotional. So yeah, I cried my fucking eyes out when Vecna died, and not for the sake of Vecna's fucking slimy ass, but just because of the context, if that makes sense. But yo, I feel like I've said nothing. I feel like I've said a whole lot of nothing. I'm so sorry. I need to get better at that. At properly conveying my thoughts into sentences, and I blame TikTok for why I can't. I also think I'm still a little nervous about talking on a podcast and talking with my phone recording me. It's a little nerve-wracking, isn't it? But yeah, man, I think we're getting an animated show next year. I don't know how I feel about it. As much as it's great to get more, when is it enough? And also just like it takes place between season 2 and 3, and it kind of just like makes no sense to me. You're telling me something happened between them that has to do with the Upside Down between season 2 and 3, and they just never like mentioned it again. But I mean, then again, I feel like they always do that anyways. Like when they talk about previous seasons, they only reference the main parts, like, Will being kidnapped, or Will being a spy, or the Russians. I'm hearing noises. I'm hearing Stranger Things. Sorry, that was stupid. I keep hearing noises, and, I'm house sitting home alone. Scared, obviously. Not okay. But yeah, man. As of right now, I think that's all I've got to say on Stranger Things. Um, I'm actually annoyed that I'm so lost for words right now when it comes to it, because I feel like I had so much to say and I was so excited to do an episode. I'm just tired. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm also just so fucking tired. Like, oh god, I should have taken a nap or something. Um, was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Because it's only 25 minutes long. Um, but that's another thing. I need to be okay with my episodes being short, because I always feel the need to be like, okay, you need to make sure that your video is at least ranging from 35 to an hour minutes long. But it doesn't have to be. If I have something to talk about it. And if there's nothing else to talk about, then end it and save it for a rainy day, or for the next time you have something to talk about. I also get so scared that one day I'm gonna run out of things to talk about. And then it's like, then what? What do I do then? Yeah, for some reason, as soon as the new year started, I just got left with this impending sense of doom and like, wait, what do I even want to do for the rest of my life? Because what if so-and-so doesn't work out? And I think I've talked about this a little bit, but I want to be an actor. I really do. And this year, I think I need to start taking steps to be towards doing so. Start auditioning for things. Little short films, that'd be pretty fun, right? Yeah. But anyways, should I leave it here? Should I just have this be a Stranger Things episode? I don't know. I'm scared that this episode's been boring. I'm scared that it's been boring. I'm just tired. I just want to sleep. I think it's okay. I just said, not all my episodes have to be an hour long. So, yeah. I just wanted to come on here and share my thoughts about Stranger Things, man. What an amazing show it's been. I'm so emotional that it's over. But I'm also, all things do have to come to an end. And as much as I hate things coming to an end and, having to say goodbye to things, it's also, I feel like it's always also a reminder of just the fact, like, not to be weirdly dark or deep, but it's also just a reminder that everything's fleeting, and to make sure that you take hold of what you love most and soak it all up. That goes for everything and everyone. And that's something I want to go into the new year reminding myself, is to just, take hold of the things that I have right now and, hold them as much as I can. A big goal for me this year, and it's just really stupid, but a big goal for me this year is to, hang out with my friends as much as I can, because we fucking hang out once every 3 months, and like my close friend group, and it doesn't help that I live like fucking an hour away from them, but yeah, I think it's really important that that we start seeing each other more, because I love friendship so much, y'all. Yeah, but I'm really excited for what this year has to bring. So, especially in media. I dived into it in my last episode. There's so much media coming out this year that I'm so excited for. There's so many games and movies coming out. And I think we're starting off the year with the Silent Hill movie and Mighty Supreme. Mighty Supreme now, it's already been released in America, but here in New Zealand it hasn't been. And I'm pretty sure it comes out the 22nd of Jan, the same day that Return to Silent Hill comes out. And in terms of games, I think the first game that's coming out this year that I'm excited for is Resident Evil Requiem. So excited for that. Wuthering Heights comes out February 12th, I think. I'm reading the book right now, honestly, and I'm loving it. I'm like halfway through. I just started volume 2. Yeah, as much as I love Jacob Elordi and I am excited to see him on that big screen, Heathcliff should be a brown man. Or just at least not white. But I did see that trailer for Wuthering Heights. I did see Jacob Elordi. I did see him in that barn. That part in the trailer where he's in that barn. And he's shirtless. And he's picking up the hay bales. Yes. And on that note, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this episode here. I'm tired, y'all. I need sleep. And I'm going clubbing tomorrow night. So, yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye, y'all. Bye.